Hi guys, before I get into this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Luke Leasing. Luke is a very dear friend of mine who has been supporting my channel ever since I started, pretty much since day one. He's been commenting on my videos and watching my videos and showing me as much support as he possibly can. And he is a fellow booktuber, although he, apart from talking about books, he does talk about other stuff as well, such as Star Trek, as he's a massive Trekkie. He actually went away from his channel about a couple of weeks ago, but now he is back on his channel, and he's made some fantastic videos. I will link his channel down in the description box down below, so please check his channel out. He's recently written a book. Well, he's not published, but it's a kind of like a draft type of thing, and he has given it to me and said, right, could I read it and give him my opinion? And I said, well, I'll read it and I'll review it on my channel. So I'm not sure when that exactly will be, but hopefully soon. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David. If you are new here, hi, welcome. And if you have been watching my channel for a while now, welcome back. So the book that I will be reviewing today is The Ruins by Scott Smith. This was one that I was supposed to read and finish last month in October, but it was one that got away from me. I didn't have time to finish this book in that month, as I had a ton of books that I read last month. I read about 9 books, and this was one that I didn't end up finishing. But I finished this one in about the 2nd or 3rd of November. So I'm going to be reviewing it this month, and I'm including it as one of the books that I've finished for November. This was an extremely enjoyable book. I have a physical copy of it, as I'm pretty sure you can't get it on Kindle. Well, not over here in the UK, you can't get The Ruins on Kindle. You can only get it as a physical book. This was on my TBR for a while now, and I was extremely excited about reading this. And as I've heard some good things about it. I know that there's a movie based on it as well, and I wasn't too sure about what the story was all about, but it was a enjoyable read for me immensely. So the book was originally published on the 18th of July 2006, and the genre is a horror thriller, but it's more specifically a survival horror book. There was also a movie based on this novel as well. I haven't watched the movie. Let me know down below if the movie is any good or not. If it is, then I will give it a try. But honestly, I cannot see it being as good or holding a candle to the book, because this is, I mean, batshit insane. It really is. But the movie was released over in America and Canada on the 4th of April 2008, but as always it was probably released worldwide within the same year. It was directed by Carter Smith. Not sure what else that guy's directed, but let me know down below if it was anything popular or mainstream. And the screenplay, as always, was written by the author Scott Smith. And as always, I've got to give props to this author. Scott Smith is such an amazing author. This book was so good, it really was. So just a bit of background information for you guys about Scott Smith. His full name is called Scott Bethel Smith. Hopefully I've said his second name right. He is an American author. He was born on the 13th of July 1965, and he has written 2 novels. The first one was is actually called a Simple Plan, which was published in the year of 1993, and obviously The Ruins, which, as I said, was published in 2006. He has written some other stuff like short stories as well, but I would love it if he wrote another novel. He is such a great author, he really is. I also want to say at this point that there are some trigger warnings that I want to give for people that may want to read this book. If you are easily upset by intense situations and events that discuss like subjects outside of the norm, then do not read this book if you're easily upset. So I've made a list of all of these subjects so that are mentioned or that are brought up in this novel, so I will read them out to you. These include starvation, cheating relationships and sexual fantasies, suicide, Nazism, murder, mutilation, self-mutilation, and body horror. And as always, this is going to be a spoiler-free video. I'm not going to spoil anything about this book whatsoever, as some of my subscribers are kind of looking forward and interested to actually know what I personally thought of this book. So no spoilers, and this is going to be my own thoughts and opinions regarding this book, so please remember that. And I just want to say that there are some characters' names in this which I might pronounce wrongly, so apologies for that as well. So the story opens up by introducing us to our four main characters, that being Jeff, Amy, who are a couple, and Eric and Stacy, who are also another couple. They are American, I believe, and they have come to Mexico for a vacation or a holiday. They're on a beach, they're in a nice hotel, they are drinking, and they're basically doing what young people do. While there, they actually meet another guy called Matthias. I know I probably said his name wrong, but that's probably as close as I can get it. Matthias is a German guy, and Jeff and his friends kind of take him underneath their wing and into their little circle of friends. We find out that Matthias has actually told them about his younger brother called Hendrich. Again, apologies if I've said his name wrong. Hendrich has actually gone off with a girl to an archaeological dig site, and Matthias is extremely worried about his brother. He doesn't know, he doesn't really suspect that anything bad actually happens, but he's just worried, and he tells Jeff and his friends, and Jeff says, well, we're all to go together with you to this dig site and find out what's happened to your brother. We'll make like a day of it, we'll go up there, we'll spend a day up there talking to the archaeologists about their stuff, and have maybe a drink and a laugh, and we'll be back before dinner or supper. So they go up to this dig site, and one of the people that they take along with them is a man called Pablo, who they have nicknamed. Pablo is a Greek a Greek man who they have also met, because a big group of Greeks have actually kind of been drinking with Jeff and his friends and getting drunk and high and having a laugh. They don't speak very much English, hardly any at all, and Pablo goes off with Jeff to this dig site as well. Pablo is kind of like a hugs and kisses type of guy, like hugs and kisses all around type of person, and he has this backpack full of alcohol as well, but he doesn't speak hardly any English. But Scott makes it very clear about how Pablo communicates with Jeff and his friends, and how Jeff communicates with Pablo. So as they go into this dig site, they come across a Mayan city or a Mayan village. The people there are extremely isolated, and they all stop and stare at Jeff and his friends, and they are extremely creepy. They don't want anything to do with Jeff and his group of friends, and they basically want them to actually leave. When they, because Jeff is kind of like the leader, as you know, of this group as well, and in the book, when they find a dig site, the path to the dig site is covered with all these branches and leaves and foliage, so they kind of miss it at first. But when they find it, they discover that the Mayans have actually followed them, and they are forcing them up on this massive hill, and that at the base of it, around this hill, is a clearing where all trees and plant life has actually been cut down, and it's referred to as the clearing in the book. The Mayans force Jeff and his friends up on this hill at gunpoint, and they have bows and arrows as well. We find out that Matthias' brother, Hendrich, has been shot dead with arrows, and strangely enough, all of his flesh has been taken away from his bones, and he's pretty much a skeleton at this point. When they go up on this hill, they discover that no one is there, no archaeologists are there. They find out that they have left several tents, or a couple of tents there, and they also discover this massive hole in the ground where there's this winch, and it has a rope going down it. And they find out, and they don't know what's happening. assess their situation. They know that they can't leave, because if they try to leave, the mines will shoot them dead with bullets or arrows, or preferably both. They don't go up to the mountain or hill to actively hunt these teenagers down. Their sole purpose is to keep Jeff and his friends on this hill and stop them from escaping whatever no matter how they choose to actually do it. So so when Jeff is there, they actually hear a phone ringing, and then they say, oh, no one's brought their phone, so they try to investigate it, and it's coming from this hole in the ground. So Pablo goes down, and they lower him down, but he falls and breaks his back and injures himself in a massive way. Eric goes down to try to comfort Pablo, because Pablo is his friend, and he wants for not him to be alone in this dark hole. While Eric is down there, he is extremely dark. He cannot see anything, although there are kind of like caves going off in all the different directions, and he hears this mobile phone ringing, but it's not static in one place. This noise is moving around the cave, all around him. And so shortly after this, they discover that they actually shortly discover that there's this creature. I won't say what it is, because you do find out what it is at the beginning, or pretty much in the first third of the book, and so do Jeff and his friends. They know what this creature is, so I won't say what it is. But they find out that this creature is living in this hole, and it wants to kill them one by one in a most sadistic, insane way. It's very intelligent. It can emulate sound and noises and speech. It can make bird sounds. It can even make human voices. If you say on this mountain, "Oh, I'm gonna die," it says that repeatedly to try to make you go insane. And it enjoys this. It gives you the impression that it enjoys making you mad, and it could easily kill all of these people in the blink of an eye, but it chooses not to. It wants to make you insane and mad. Jeff and his group only have a small amount of food on them, like snacks and bottles and all that type of stuff, and they have to ration it out whilst on the mountain. Like, they have an orange, and then they split it up, and then maybe they get like 2 slices of orange every day, and that's their breakfast. And there's nothing that they can eat on this mountain. Jeff, being the leader, he tries to enjoy this situation at first and try to be kind of like the Bear Grylls of the story, try to make like being like the massive hunter of the group. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna catch birds, and kill birds, and I'm gonna take their eggs." But he does come up with an interesting way of, when it rains on this mountain, or this hill rather, to actually try to gather water. That's what they do, because they have like an unlimited amount of drinking water. That's rainwater. So that's kind of like so that's kind of like a plus for this. But with food, they know that they are going to eventually run out of food. They at one point, Jeff actually says to someone who's actually dead in the group, because people do die in this book. He says, "Well, this person's actually dead. Why don't we eat their body and actually eat their flesh?" And then they're kind of like debating whether they should do this or not, saying, "Oh, how can you, Jeff, say that you want to do this?" And they kind of have a little debate about it. We discover that because throughout the story, Amy specifically says that, "Oh, don't worry, the Greeks will come out up to the hill and find them and rescue them." That's the whole thing throughout the story. They kind of think that this group of Greeks will come up to the hill, see them, and rescue them. And they want to. So throughout the book, they take it in shifts or in turns to sit at the base of this mountain or this clearing, in front of these mines, which don't actually kill them, but they do keep an eye on them in case they try to escape. Because the sole purpose of doing that is they want to watch out for the Greeks and try to warn them, saying, "Hey, don't actually come any closer. Don't actually rescue us. Go and get help, because we're trapped here." That's pretty much what they try to do. And they don't know whether the Greeks will come or not to actually rescue them. We find out that Amy's kind of like the good girl of the story. She's kind of like a pretty girl. It wouldn't surprise me if she was blonde. She's actually really sweet as well. Eric describes himself as being like the class clown and the and all that type of stuff. He even comes up with like saying, "Oh well, when we get back, we'll actually make a movie of this." And they're saying, "Oh well, look, who will be playing who and what role will be played as, and and who acts and who will actually portrays in the movie." Stacy is kind of the bad girl. She's really sexually active. We find out that Jeff, when he was trying to court Amy, he wanted to date Stacy as well. And when they get drunk on the hill, they kind of Eric and Stacy and Amy kind of call him Matthias because he's German. They call him a Nazi while they're drunk. But when they're sober, Eric and his friends say, "Oh, we are so sorry. We didn't mean to call you a Nazi. So he kind of says he's actually kind of hurt by it, but he kind of shrugs it off and says, "Okay, we're all cool now." Matthews is kind of a side character, although he is in the story a bit, but he's kind of in a tent or whatever, or down somewhere else, on the hill. Pablo is laying on a stretcher because he's incredibly hurt, laying in his own urine and feces because he cannot get up. We also find out that there's these like creatures living underneath their skin. Specifically Eric, he keeps on saying, "Oh, there's these creatures living inside me," and he gets a knife and he cuts all his skin off and he digs inside his like flesh and he digs them out. And he's so grotesque at the end. It's unbelievable of what he's done to his body. So that's pretty much the story of The Ruins. It's about these group of teenagers, these 6 teenagers or young people on this mountain or this hill, trying to survive this creature killing them one by one. And it was an extremely enjoyable read. It really was. I never knew what was going to happen next, and it was absolute joy to read. This book is pretty much as perfect as you possibly can get for a horror book. So, closing thoughts for The Ruins by Scott Smith. This book is an amazing read, and I cannot make that as clear as I possibly can. This book is amazing. If you like horror, if you like suspense, if you like survival horror and thrillers, this is the book for you. After you watch this video, go and get this book. I cannot stress this enough. This is such a fun read. This, Scott Smith, my God, I've said this numerous times. How many times have I said that Scott Smith is amazing in this video? He really is. His writing style is great. His characters are great. His writing style is amazing. This book is phenomenal. It's really upsetting that he's only written two novels. I will definitely be getting a simple plan. I had to look on the cover to remember the title, but I will definitely be reading that one probably next year. I'm excited to read it. I know it's got a movie based on it as well, and I would love it if he wrote more novels because to be honest with you guys, as you may know, I'm a massive Stephen King fan. This is up to Stephen King's level of horror writing, and possibly even Clive Barker's level of writing, even though it's not as insane as Clive Barker's writing style or stories. And even Stephen King actually wrote a little blurb here on the cover. It says, "Better than any suspense novel since Silence of the Lambs," and that was a quote by Stephen King. I wouldn't really say that this is like Silence of the Lambs, because Silence of the Lambs and The Ruins are totally different stories and novels, but I get what he was trying to say. So long and short of it, guys, if you like horror, suspense, horror, and the survival horror and thrillers, get this. It's an amazing read. You won't be disappointed, despite it having no chapters in it whatsoever. So what do I rate The Ruins? You would think that because of the amount of praise I've given this book throughout this video, that it would be an easy 5-star read for me. And I was nearly going to give this book 5 stars, guys. I really was. But because some of the things and ideas and things that Jeff and his friends do, like burning the papers and the documents that they find in the archaeologist's tents, are kind of like silly mistakes, and getting drunk on the hill is something silly as well. They could have actually used the alcohol as something to actually burn, or maybe start a forest fire on this hill and kill this creature. But so with them silly mistakes into account, I'm going to give The Ruins by Scott Smith a 4.5 stars out of 5. It wasn't quite up to 5 stars for me, but to be honest, this is probably as closest to 5-star rating as you possibly can. So that is my review on The Ruins by Scott Smith. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a massive like down below. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this book, if you have read it, and if you have enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, and maybe if I've inspired you to actually read this book. If you have read this book, and if you do comment about it down below, please do not say what the creature is, as I want no one to get spoiled in the comments when they are reading the comments about this for this video. Also, no spoilers in general as well, down in the comments. And if you like this video as a whole, please consider subscribing to my channel. I upload videos every Monday and Friday, and if you do subscribe, which always helps the channel grow, please click on the little bell notification button so you know whenever I upload videos. I just want to say at this point, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. Even if you do not subscribe to my channel, even if you don't like it, even if you don't comment on it, even if you purely watch it and nothing else, and you don't watch any of my other videos, thank you so much for giving me a chance. It really means a lot to me. If you do comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz, I really do appreciate it. It means so much to me. It really does when everyone comments and likes and sends me comments. It makes my day. It really does. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, guys. Also, don't forget to check out Luke Leasing's channel. As I said at the start of this video, link will be down below, so please give Luke as much attention and love as you possibly can. And lastly, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading, and I will see you in my next video.